Hello, today we are going to learn about science, and basically we will try to have an understanding of what is science. In this question of what is science, we would focus upon the meaning, the nature, and also the classification of science. So, coming to the first aspect of the meaning of science, then science is defined as a systematized body of knowledge, a system which consists of a number of things which are related together in a particular way to serve a particular purpose. What we see here, that science is a systematized body of knowledge. That means it consists of knowledge that is derived using systematic principles or rules of understanding the world that we live in. And this is done in a very objective manner. The objectivity of this knowledge is based on the method used. Therefore, the proper understanding and explanation of facts leads to the development of science. We see that in science there is an inherent urge to know and understand facts. Relationships between one fact to another is established through rational explanation. The ideal of science is to find truth by forming a systematic interconnection of facts. And then facts connect to laws. The formulation of laws differentiate science from other knowledge. In other words, when we know in general about various aspects of the world that we live in, and when I know, and when you know, and when others know, all in the same way, we know that this is a fact, and there is no doubt and no challenge to this fact, because everybody understands in the same way. And this is what distinguishes scientific knowledge from other forms of knowledge. And then laws are explained through theories. And this is based on observation, reflection, reasoning, and experimentation. These are all important tools of science. Thus, science is not static, it is dynamic. Scientific truth is not an absolute truth. It is a relative truth. It keeps changing from time to time. And therefore we say science is self-corrective. If new facts come into being, and which is based on new reasoning, old ones are corrected and verified. This, in a way, when we arrive at laws, it helps us in the prediction of future. And this is in general our understanding of science. The next, let's understand what is the nature of science. What is the characteristic feature of science? Science, as a system of organized knowledge, as stated earlier, the knowledge is organized in a systematic form. This knowledge is based on empiricism, which takes us to the second characteristic, that science is empirical in nature. It is based on our senses. That means, if I see and observe something in the natural world, and I present the same in my writings, you should also be able to see and observe the same and present the same in your writings. If you see differently than what I see, then the knowledge is not true. And therefore, all our senses contribute in science, and therefore we say science is empirical. Science is impartial and objective. There are no feelings, no emotions. This is the third aspect of science. In other words, science does not follow any, subjective feelings to any realities that we are studying. It is very impartial. Science is a body of reasonable knowledge. It's based on reason, and reason based on rationality. Science is self-corrective. That is, from time to time, it keeps correcting itself. As I said earlier, that truth is not absolute. Today, what we know can be dislodged, can be changed, and therefore science is self-corrective. We also find the next aspect of science where there is a four-tier relationship between science, facts, laws, and theories. And each of these are interdependent on each other. Science helps us to predict because it understands patterns, and understanding patterns of the social world or the natural world gives us a chance to predict. The next aspect of science that we would take up is the classification of science. Science is classified, and science is classified basically for our understanding of what is the subject matter of science. If we simply said the subject matter of science was the natural world that we lived in, or the world that we lived in, it would be difficult for us to understand. And therefore, we have a classification of science that has emerged. The classification of science is again based on the subject matter, and each specific subject matter relates to a science. We broadly classify science as natural and social. Natural, relating to all the natural aspects of the world, and social, science, related to all the social aspects of the world. The natural sciences, again based on what is the subject of investigation, is broadly classified into biological and physical sciences. Biological to do with everything of the nature of beings, animal, plants, animals like human beings as well, is all under the biological sciences. And physical sciences consist of the physical properties as well as the chemical properties that make up the different physical aspects of the world. Coming to the social sciences, again based on the subject matter of investigation, is based on the various specific limitations by each of the social sciences. And these, thus, when we talk about them, are varied in nature. The different social sciences are like economics, political science, anthropology, psychology, history, geography, and so on. And all of these are social sciences, and each of them have a specific subject of investigation. Out of all of these, sociology is a very general one, and it encompasses all these social sciences together. Going further, we see that there is a distinction or classification on the basis of facts they study. And that is a very important point that we need to keep in mind when we look at classification of sciences. Thus, to conclude today, Science is objective. It involves a systematic study of facts, and science can be broadly classified as natural or social. Thank you.